Hi everyone. So today we are going to talk about creating assignments in Canvas. We're looking here at my Canvas sandbox, and we are on the assignments page, which you can find from within the course navigation menu. So right here. As you can see, we already have an test assignment created here, but we're going to create another one for the purposes of this tutorial. I'm going to show you how to create an assignment as well as how to create an assignment group and add an assignment to that group. There are a couple of ways you can create an assignment. You can create it from within this page, which is what I would recommend, or you can create it from within on your modules page, which I will show you at the end of this tutorial. So by default, Canvas creates an assignment group called assignments, into which any new assignments that you create are added. You can create new assignment groups by clicking on this Add Group button, and you can create new assignments by clicking on this Add Assignment button. The difference between the two is essentially that assignment groups are for the purposes of categorizing and grouping your assignments by type, and also for the purposes of categorizing your assignments for your gradebook and for weighting those assignment groups. So for example, if I have a bunch of discussions in my class and I want to group them all and weight them, say 30% of my overall course grade, I would create an assignment group name called discussions, or whatever you want to call it. And then you can see here that this group is beneath the assignments group. I can edit it. I can adjust the weighted grade for this assignment group here, and I can add discussion assignments to it. So we're not going to do that here because we're focusing mainly on creating an assignment in Canvas. So again, we do that with this Add Assignment button. So I'm going to click on that, and you'll be taken to a new page where you'll see a lot of options. So essentially, we'll go through the steps. So first, you would want to give your assignment a name. So we're going to call this Test Assignment 2. And then you would want to write some instructions. So you can use this Rich Content Editor field to do any number of things, from adding written assignment instructions to adding media such as video or audio, to adding pictures, links, attachments, and simple written instructions. This is a really robust tool here and allows you to add a lot of different types of content to your instruction. So I encourage you to explore that. But right now we'll just keep it simple as a written assignment with written instructions. This is where you would designate your point total for the assignments. I'm going to leave it as the default point number 10. You will need to give your assignment a point value even if you're not going to count it toward the final grade, or even if it's just a complete incomplete. You'll still need to assign it a point value. So we could even say it's worth 1 point. This is where we would assign or put an assignment in an assignment group. So this is why I would recommend, if you are creating assignment groups, to create them before you create your assignment, and then we can add them to the assignment group. I'm going to say discussions. And then I want to display grade as points, but you can see other options here, such as percentage, complete, incomplete, letter grade, etc. We'll keep it as points. And if I do not want it to be counted toward their overall grade in the class, I would check this box, do not count this assignment toward the final grade. But I'm going to leave it unchecked for now. Then moving on, you can then designate the submission type. So you can say online, on paper or using an external tool, and then you can provide the link to, or they can submit the link using to that tool. But we're going to keep it online. We can designate whether it's a text entry submission, a website URL, a media recording, or a file upload. And this is where you can restrict upload to a certain file type. Say you only want them to submit a Word doc or PDF, you would do that here. But I am not going to restrict it. I'm just going to keep it as a file upload. I am going to limit the number of attempts. So you can add any number of attempts. I'm going to restrict that to 2 attempts, or you can of course set that to unlimited. This is where you would turn on a automatic plagiarism review checker, and you can do so using Turnitin by clicking on that drop down and then adjust your options for Turnitin. We're going to actually turn that off and say none. Students can receive the authenticity report as well, depending upon what options you've selected for your plagiarism review. You can either make this a group assignment or an individual assignment and determine whether or not you would assign grades to each student individually or grade them as a group. If I am creating this as a group assignment, I can then select the group categories that I want to in which I want to create this group assignment. So I'm not going to do that this here. This is an individual assignment, but I have the option of doing that, or I can create a new group category here as well. So this is not a group assignment. This is an individual assignment. Here I can designate peer reviews. I can assign them manually or automatically or anonymously. But I'm just going to turn that off for now. And this is probably the field you'll use most often. You can determine whether or not you want to assign it to everyone, perhaps to a single section in your course. We'll leave it at everyone. And then we will set a due date. So I'm going to set the due date for next Friday. Canvas will set the default to 11:59 p.m. on that day, but you can adjust the time. Again, once you click on the date, the time is beneath it. You can adjust that there. And then you would want to set your availability dates. So say it's available from today at 12 a.m. until the due date, April 30th. So it's very easy to do right here. And again, you can adjust the times for those dates as well. If you want to set different availability dates by either student or by group or section, you can do that here. Say you want to create some availability exceptions for individual students or for groups, you can do that. If I had students enrolled in my course, I could do that here. But there are no students enrolled in this Sandbox course, which is why you do not see them as an available option for me to assign this assignment to those individual students. But I can set those availability exceptions for those groups or students and do any number of them by clicking on Add. So I'm going to close that because I'm not doing that. This is for the entire class, and just keep it simple here, assigned to everyone. Once I am ready and I've completed creating that assignment, I can either click on Save on the lower right-hand side of your screen or Save and Publish. If I click on Save, it will not automatically be available to students. I have to make it available. So I will do that and show you what that looks like. I'll click on Save. And you can see here now I have this test assignment with the instructions, the point value, how they will be submitting it, and the number of attempts, as well as the availability and due dates. So going back into my assignments, you can see that because I've put it in the assignment group discussions, you can find it there under that assignment group, along with, again, those same details, the availability date and points. When I'm ready to publish it, Or I could have done that when I created it. I would go to the far right and click on this button that says Publish. Once I do that and you see this green circle with the check mark, you will know that it's now available to students and they can see it. And as long as you've set the availability dates to the desired dates, they can begin completing it. So that's how you create an assignment on the assignments page and add it to assignment groups. Using these three dots on the far right of the assignment, you can also edit it, duplicate it, move it around, send it to someone, say a colleague, share it to Commons, etc. Or if you want to move it to a different assignment group, you can simply drag it to that group here, and it will automatically move to that assignment group and be included in that category if you have a grade weight set up. As I mentioned at the start, you can also create an assignment in your modules, within your modules. You can do so by clicking on this Add button next to the chosen module, and you can do so by clicking on Assignment and Create Assignment, giving it a name, and then adding the item to the module here. It is not yet published because we don't have any content in there. We can't do that, adding content from within the module, but we can add it to a module and then go back to the assignments page and then make edits on this page. We would do that by clicking again on those three dots, editing the assignments by clicking on more options, and then we'll be taken directly to that detailed assignment page. So this is a kind of I think a less efficient process than just creating the assignment in your assignments page and then adding it to a module once it's ready to go. Then doing the opposite by creating the assignments from within the module page. So that's a couple ways you can create assignments, the various features that Canvas gives you to do so. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and thank you for your time.